Ah, very passable this, eh? Very passable. Nothing like a nice glass of Chateau de Chasselas, eh, Josiah? You're right there, Obadiah. Who'd have thought, 30 years ago, that we'd all be sitting here drinking Chateau de Chasselas, eh? Aye, in those days we'd have been glad to have the price of a cup of tea. Cup of cold tea, with no milk or sugar, or tea. In a cracked cup and all? Oh, we never used to have a cup. We used to have to drink out of a rolled up newspaper. The best we could manage was to suck on a piece of damp cloth. But you know, we were happy in those days, although we were poor. Because we were poor. My old dad used to say to me, "Money won't buy you happiness, son." He was right. I was happier then and I had nothing. We used to live in this tiny tumble-down house with great big holes in the roof. House? You were lucky to have a house. We lived in a room, all 26 of us, no furniture, half the floor was missing. We were all huddled in one corner for fear of falling. Room? You were lucky to have a room. We used to have to live in a corridor. Oh, we used to dream of living in a corridor. Would have been like a palace to us. We used to live in an old water tank on a rubbish tip. We were woken every morning by having a load of rotting fish dumped all over us. House? Well, when I say house, it was just a hole in the ground covered with a piece of old tarpaulin, but it was a house to us. We were evicted from our hole in the ground. We had to go and live in a lake. You were lucky to have a lake. 150 of us lived in a shoebox in the middle of the road. Cardboard box? Aye, you were lucky. We lived for 3 months in a rolled up newspaper in a septic tank. We had to get up every morning at 6 o'clock and clean the newspaper, go down the mill, work 14 hours a day, week in, week out for 6pence a week, and when we got home, our dad would thrash us to sleep with his belt. Luxury. Used to have to get out of the lake at 3 o'clock in the morning, clean the lake, eat a handful of hot gravel, work 20 hours a day down at mill for 2pence a month, and when we got home, our dad would beat us around the head and neck with a broken bottle if we were lucky. Well, of course, we had it tough. We had to get up out of the shoebox in the middle of the night and lick the road clean with our tongues. We had to eat half a handful of freezing cold gravel, work 24 hours a day down mill for 4pence every 6 years, and when we got home, our dad would slice us in two with a bread knife. Right. I had to get up in the morning at 10 o'clock at night, half an hour before I went to bed. Eat a lump of cold poison, work 29 hours a day down at mill, and pay mill owner for privilege of coming to work, and when we got home, our dad would murder us in cold blood and dance about on our graves singing hallelujah. But you try and tell the young people of today that, they won't believe you. Nope, they won't. Tightwad Workshop is filmed in front of a live studio audience.